Alright, good evening heroes and heroines, and welcome to Practising Programming in C. Before we start, I'll just mention that we've had a bit of a tormenting time here in the UK. We had a terrorist attack, so I just hope that as many people as possible are as little affected by it as possible. Yeah, and also, I mean, there's the possibility that we'll have a special guest watching. I don't know whether he'll be in the chat, but possibly watching. And that will be my uncle, my uncle and godfather. So, yeah, if he's watching, then hello. So let's see, I've gone live. So this is Practising Programming in C, 061. HTML to HTML.C, all the pieces matter, part 2. Right, so let's open up our Firefox. And again, did I catch it? Oh, I might have done. I think I did. So yeah, here's what we got up to yesterday. Oh, that's interesting. Again, it was grabbing the D maybe. That's probably what it was, because D, yeah, D. It's doing Alt D. Yeah, that'll be it. Alt D to highlight this. Okay. Oh well. And this is our referencing. So yeah, another thing that I discovered yesterday actually was that I'd forgotten to actually switch over the audio to use my audio interface for the whole system. So for some reason, the way I've got it set up, MPD automatically gets switched over to use jack. Like this thing here is MPD, so this will connect up. Like when I just play something, right? See, that just connects up like that. But the rest of the system isn't actually obeying that at all, which kind of means that I can play this, and you can actually hear it coming out of my laptop. So that's playing, and you're actually hearing that coming out of the laptop speakers and being picked up by this mic. And I don't see there's any problem in doing that, honestly. I mean, yeah, it's not too loud. I don't think it's disturbing anyone. So I think that's a fine way of doing that. It just kind of makes it easy to actually pipe that audio through. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to have Mio playing just at the moment. What we do need though is the article on standardarg.h, isn't it? It's Wikibooks. Not sure how to say Wikibooks. Wikibooks, and it's on what's all this? It's standardarg.h. I'll just have this open just to kind of remind me. Oh, can I use the keys? Yeah, I can. Keep forgetting what's possible. So yeah, the first thing I want to do today, now that I've just shown this off, yeah, I've shown it off, haven't I? Like essentially, I've got this stuff generating, and the idea of the whole rewrite is to do all the processing in one pass. And what I mean by one pass is one pass of the annotations. So I'll be looping over all the annotations once and pulling out all the bits of information that I need, putting them into the buffers where they need to go, and then after we've looped through everything, we then pull all the stuff from the buffers back into like a master buffer which outputs to here. And then, so the goal today is to kind of extend this to look like this. So I'll have a quotes menu, a references menu, we'll have all this stuff. Intervals will be coloured. This thing here will be italicized because it's written by a member. It's authored, that's it. This thing is authored, so it needs to be italicized. So the rest will be coloured. Milton will be coloured. These guys will be coloured. These are actually categories as well. And this, oh, you've got these superscript numbers as well. So basically that is the goal, right? Is to get that to that. And this is just hard coded, by the way. Which I can't, much as I'd love to hard code everything, doing everything by hand, maybe even doing it with the mouse. I mean, like, I think it'd be fantastic if I could, for each annotation, whenever I write an annotation, it'd just be so great, right? If I could kind of go into something like this, and kind of with my mouse click and drag stuff around, and maybe kind of, I don't know, like draw letters with my mouse, to make sure everything's in the right place. Yeah, but I mean, unfortunately, I just don't think that's really, it's just not viable, I think it's much more sensible. Well, I say sensible, I mean, it's just, it takes less time for me to write a file that looks like, it takes me less time to write a file that looks like this, and then run HTML to YouTube, HTML to thingamajig, and then to run this thing on it, and have this thing generate this page here, than it would do for me to handwrite all of this stuff. Basically, so that's the idea. That's what we're doing here. So yeah, after that bit of tomfoolery, let's get on with it. Oh, and also, I was actually mentioned that I was looking at this just earlier. I decided to do a couple of things. I've specified that I'm writing it in C99, and I've also switched to Clang. That's what I've done. Also switched to Clang. And the reason for that is that the library that I'm going to be including in a minute, standardarc.h, it just looks smaller, like in the Clang version. If I just background this, these are the two standardarc.h's, and if I'm looking at the right thing, this is one for GCC, right, which is like all of this stuff. Well, it's 127 lines worth from up here all the way down to here, and the one for Clang, if I'm reading it correctly again, Clang is there. It's just this, which is 52 lines. So I think I'm going to try with Clang. And see how we go. I mean, the reason for using GCC before was for the errors. Like the GCC would give me the column number, whereas Clang wouldn't. Under certain situations, I can't quite remember what the situations were. But I mean, we'll have to see. We'll see if we hit those. It might even have been line numbers, actually. Line numbers for memory errors. That might have been the issue. But maybe now that I'm building with all the warnings on, maybe that will catch some more stuff. at compile time. Because I think that was the problem. It was, I think I was hitting things at runtime and not getting the information, not getting the line number or something. But we'll see if warning all will catch some of those things. The other thing also that I spotted was I'm type diffing this bool completely wrong. And it isn't for me to actually if not def that. It should be done in the things that I include. So if I just undef this and also put it up to the top, well, so if I just put it here, right, it should say, yeah, cannot combine with previous bool declaration. Right, which I believe means that it's being declared elsewhere. But also, I'm writing this completely incorrectly. It should be like this. Right. So again, cannot combine with previous int declaration specifier. And it's actually in standard bool that it was previously type defed in, which is in HMMlib, I think. So basically all I have to do is to move this up here and then sorted. And also I think I'll move these guys up as well. Right, so there's all the Boolean stuff together. And then these guys come in and get included. So yeah, we now need to get on with the stuff. So HIJKL, yeah, so we're doing standard arg. Right, I am going to do it in alphabetical order. Just cause. So yeah, standard arg.h. And I just put the thing back in, didn't I? I took it out and then just put it back in. Okay. Now basically the reason I'm doing this is so that I can write a function that enables me to do this, I believe. I think this is the reason for it. It's so that I can call my function and increment the pointer without having to go through this business here of storing the print length. Right. I believe that is what I'm doing here. I don't think I can do it for anything else. Sprintf, the annotation header location. So this is pointing straight into the location. And let's copy the annotation header. Right, so I guess the annotation header. Well, hang on. Copying the buffer annotation header into the annotation. Then we're sprintfing again into the annotation. Ah, right. So yeah, we're just reusing the annotation header here, aren't we? I believe. I think that's what's happening there. Is that right? I think that's right. And I haven't kept the... So I didn't store the length of this thing because I was just going to straight up copy buffer that into the annotation. Annotation header. I mean, I suppose that kind of argues, like, why don't I just straight... Oh, yeah, right. So even with this, right, when I make my new function that will take the variable args, I will be able to write straight into the annotation, I believe. So I think the reason I can't at the moment Yeah, I think the reason I can't at the moment is that it's got to take the this argument here. Otherwise, I think I would have used the copy string to buffer. I would have used this little guy here. Yeah, so I was just copying that straight into the annotation buffer. And I was doing that because it didn't have to take a parameter. It didn't have to take any arguments. And then again, you see there's the same pattern here. We're sprintfing into the annotation header location. Just to then copy that straight into the annotation. And the reason for that again is this little guy here. So yeah, I think this new func, well, I'm just going to use copy string to buffer, I think, because that is all that this is doing, right? Yeah, if I do copy string to buffer, I want to actually, well, I mean, I probably want to invert this actually, make it take the buffer first, you know, in the same way that sprintf takes the buffer first, and then it takes the format, and then it takes the variable args after it. So yeah, how many times am I using copy buffer to string, just out of interest? So there's one there, 2, 3, 4. Right, so there's only 4 calls to it. Okay. So yeah, we'll have to completely change this around. Carry to source. That's taking... Oh, it's taking like the string, right, yeah. And the buffer dest. So let's first of all, just before we do anything fancy, let's just straight up swap it around so it takes the stuff in the right order. I mean, since there's only you know, 4 of them, I might as well just do this manually. Why was that on 2 lines? Was it just because? Maybe it's just because the first thing was quite long, maybe. Blimey. It is pretty awkward actually copying these guys. You know, because one of them has a space at the end and the other one doesn't. You know. And then again, here we go. Okay. I believe that's correct. Yeah, I mean that would be misleading, I think. The unfortunate thing about this actually is that it's going to bust everything down below, isn't it? Is this not? Yeah, it is else. Yeah, so this is down, way down here. Right, let's just swap these. Oh right, so it's just the one call to copy string to buffer down in the other version. It's kind of hilarious. Does the stream pause buffer for a second for anyone else? Seems smooth for Interfaros and for Asaf. So on this stream. Shades Fist is somewhat mediocre anger. He's in the web player. 21 minutes in, no drop frames. Don't think my CPU usage is any. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Use web player. Ah, it's Twitch. Dude, that's the thing. You've got to be on live stream or Stream Link. So Stream Link is what I use now. Well, Actually, yeah, if you're in, do you use hex charts, Loresco? Because if so, I seem to remember that Soul wrote a script which is very similar to WeStreamer, which is the script that I wrote. He wrote a script called X Player, I believe. Oh no, Extreme or something. He's using Hexchat, yeah. Let's just take a little diversion here. Hexchat. I'm pretty sure it's called Extreme. Extreme coding. Yeah, I don't think this is actually Soul. Or is it? No, it's not Soul. Extreme or Extremer. Streamer. Yeah, I mean, then you get into all this kind of territory, which I guess is going to be kind of like not what we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, if Hexchart's got like some repository of scripts, have a look in there, and then basically, if it's anything like WeStreamer, you just kind of run it like this, and well, it won't actually work in here without more arguments. But I can do like this, for example, WeStreamer Twitch Midblow, and it'll launch my stream. And it supports Ustream. Can I do help WeStream? I mean, it supports a bunch of things. But I mean, this is my thing. I don't know if Soul's thing does as well. It might do. Yeah, but I mean, I just find it's really convenient, like to be able to just throw WeStreamer into the chat and it just launches the stream. So yeah, there we go. That little change seems to have worked okay. Now I might try the live streamer. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, it just calls live streamer. The only point of it really is it automatically gets the buffer name. I imagine. I mean, that's the point of WeStream anyway. So like if you're in a Twitch chat, you can just run it just like that, and it just launches the thing. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like with live stream, you'd have to pass it the stuff, I believe. I could be mistaken actually. Maybe there's a way to make it understand the buffer name. But I found that there's more stuff in WeStreamer than just that. Or is there? Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's just launching arbitrary streams and stuff. So yeah. So we have included standard.arg. We defined these guys with type def bool, which we're delighted about. So now we want to copy string to buffer. Alright, so this guy, this is going to take it's going to take the buffer dest. It's going to take I think I'm going to mimic sprintf here, how this does it. So it kind of asks for the format. And then it takes some variable args. Right, and then I believe what you do is you do va args like this. And then you do a VA start format, I think. Let's see if that kills it. Use of undeclared identifier VA args. Okay. Let me just. I'll have to double check the actual Wikipedia page. VA arg. Yeah, let's just check the page. VA underscore arg. Huh, interesting. So that's compatible with C89. VA underscore arg. Retrieve an argument. Is it just VA list, maybe? So look at the example. VA list, right, okay. So that likes it. Alright, cool. And then we just do VA start after format, because that's the thing. And also, we're not going to do any of this loop, because we're going to use sprintf. So VA start, again, that's not right. So what is it? Yeah, it's VA start, isn't it? Oh, you need to give it some stuff. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's not that at all. What was it? It needs to take the list and the final arg. Right, yeah. Right, okay. VA start. And then what we want to do is, I think it's just here, isn't it? You say vSprintf takes the dest pointer, the format, and then the args. Right. And then VA end, is it just a plain void thing? It's better to say 1. Presumably args. And then also, I do actually want to say I believe, right, I think that's correct. So with a bit of luck, that should do no difference to our thing. And it doesn't. Let's just double check the example in this page. So they do vSprintf buffer format args. They do their stuff VA end args. Let's just see where the VA end has to happen. It doesn't have to happen at the end of the function, does it? VA end free. So it frees a VA list. Okay, right. Interval's dreams have come true. So yeah, we don't need args anymore, so that's fine, isn't it? Because the next thing we need is just the length. So yeah, I think we're in business, aren't we? Copy string to buffer. What we wanted to call it? Copy string to copy buffer F or something, wasn't it? So I suppose your dream has partially come true. But I mean, I think that's what we're talking about, isn't it? And then essentially here, instead of saying sprintf annotation head location, and then all of this stuff, and then copy buffer, instead of saying this, all we want to say is copy string to buffer into the annotation. I did make it take a buffer, didn't I? Yeah, I did make it take a buffer. I pointed to a buffer, didn't I? Just double check that. Yeah, I pointed to a buffer, yeah. So, right. So this should just work, shouldn't it? If I just do copy string to buffer, I was sending it into the annotation, and then it's all this stuff, right? So that works, and this seems to have worked as well. Interesting. So yeah, I think I've nailed it, haven't I? So basically I just need to keep changing all these sprintf calls to copy string to buffer and make them write it straight into the annotation. Does that completely make copy buffer redundant? No, it doesn't, does it? Because I do have to copy buffers at the end, don't I, when I do the collation, wherever that happens. Where does that happen? Why is that not? Copy buffer. Oh, there's another one of these guys. Right, okay. Yeah, copy buffer title into master, yeah. So yeah, copy buffer isn't redundant. Okay, that's fine. So it's just a sprintf. And I will just do them one by one, just so I know exactly what's going on. Copy string to buffer. Copy string to buffer. Yeah. We'll copy, sprintfing this into the title. Title. So, we weren't incrementing this because it was the final thing. Well, I mean, there's no harm in actually hang on a minute. No, there isn't any harm in writing into that, is there? No, I don't. I think that's fine. Copy into buffer. I think that should be fine. Title, and then likewise here. Copy into buffer. I wonder why I wasn't using copy into buffer anyway. For this guy at least, because this is just divs, closing divs. See if it's building. Well, let's just see if all this actually still works. Yeah. Claim buffer for the master, yeah. And then we're sprintfing here, right. So into the master pointer, yeah, so again it's just copy all this stuff into the master, right, yep, fine. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Copy string to buffer. And then we need to not increment the pointer because it has been incremented. And then again, we're doing the same thing here. Let's just find the end of this. And again, look at that, it's just not coloured it correctly. Probably won't be able to find that, honestly. I think it was that, wasn't it? I think it was there. Yeah. So yeah, right, I think we've switched everything over to use the new thing. It does seem to be working still. Let's just 100% double check that it actually is doing anything sensible. Yeah, that is actually changing it. Gotta check, haven't you? Can never be too careful. You can never be sure that you're doing exactly what you're thinking you're doing. So that's pretty great, actually. Cheers very much, Intifaraz, for suggesting all of that. So it's a terrible time with other people's programs. OP. Overpowered. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, could this be I don't think this could be simplified further, because what is actually happening here is that we are collating all our buffers together, aren't we? So basically what the idea of this whole thing is... Oh, there's another print link there. Oh, there's a few more. Gosh. That's writing into the annotation header. Okay. Oh God, there's loads of them. They're all over the place. Should really just print length, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's just finish off doing this, and I'll just tell you what I'm doing. Copy string to buffer. Access token, right, yeah. I think I've just put a fake one in, actually. I'm pretty sure mine's just fake. Oh, actually, I don't use a stream token, actually. With Streamlink, I don't bother. Oops. Are there any more? No, there are no more. Brilliant. Get rid of that. Double check that it actually does stuff. It does seem to do. So yeah, I don't think. Well, with Streamlink certainly I don't need any more. Have we still got the setting in live stream? Just got to look at this. So yeah, live stream it still has it. I mean, if you want, just throw this into your live streamer config, and you'll find that at there. And I'm well aware that you're not on Linux. That is a Linux path. So basically, if you're on Linux, you just have to put it in. You just have to put this line in there. Yeah. But apparently with Streamlink, that's not an issue anymore. So you could actually try Streamlink. Give that the config. Cool. I mean, you still won't be able to find it because. Oh, actually, yeah, you will be able to find it. Yeah. You can independently find it. Yeah. So. Yeah, what is happening here? I'll just explain what's going on. I am populating a load of buffers that contain the various bits of this player. So the title is going to have a buffer, and there are going to be various buffers within the title. The player has got a buffer, and then there are annotation buffers that feed into the annotation buffer. Sorry, there's annotation buffers that feed into the player buffer, and each of the annotation buffers also have buffers that feed into those. So the idea is that I'm going to do it all in one pass, and essentially I'm starting off here. I'm starting off writing into the title buffer here. Well, first of all, claim a buffer for it. And I'm going to be writing in the title div, so I'll just go to out.html. So the title div is this thing here. So it's just that for now. Although if I look in the references one, right? Okay, the title div here that I'm trying to actually make is going to be it's going to be all this stuff, right? So I'm basically building this into various buffers. So writing this bit here into the title buffer, and this doesn't contain the whole title. This is just the start of the title. I'm going to start writing this bit into the buffer. Into the player buffer. And again, this isn't the whole markup for the player. And then because these are like the absolute bare minimums that I need for the title and the player. And I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to, for each annotation, I'm going to start writing in the headers for those. And the headers contain the class, and they could potentially also contain a ref. Yeah, have I got a buffer for that? Yeah, annotation data. So they could potentially contain an annotation data as well. So the idea is that I'm going to go into a loop and see what I need to put into those buffers, right? So I'm going to replace this little line here, because this is literally just taking the text straight out of the out of the library, out of the parser, right? Taking the text neat out of it, and then it's just going to pass that straight through. But I need to replace this with an actual loop. And then all these copy string to buffers and copy buffer, right, all these things here, these are just putting everything in the right place. Annotation class, so we need to close the annotation class with a quote, and then we need to copy that class into the annotation header, and then we need to close the annotation header. So yeah, basically that's what's going on here. It's just writing out a load of buffers and then kind of collating them all here. And I think that kind of makes sense to me. I don't know if it does to you guys. Yeah. So yeah, basically what we want to do first. So basically we're just doing our cases now. And I do actually foresee a problem. And the problem is going to be when I come to do the references, right? I reckon I'm going to need a linked list for these guys, and there might be a bit of stalling while I actually kind of relearn how to link lists. So I might need to revisit the PPIC lessons on structs in order to kind of relearn how they all work. The reason I think I need a linked list is that I'll need to search through these things in order to determine whether or not I should whether or not it's already been referenced. So as you go down here, right, let's just say for example that, so well, we can see actually, so 2 and 3 are the same reference. So that means that this is 2 here and 3 here. The reason I think I need a linked list is that when I go through each annotation, I want to check to see, when I get to here, I want to check to see if this reference here has already been inserted in the menu, which would mean that I need to be able to loop over all the references, and if it has, then I'll need to append this to its actual stuff. which kind of suggests to me that I'll need a linked list for all the references, and then I'd need this thing to be like an array of structs, I think, or possibly even another linked list. So you have to like add on to the linked list. But we will get there when we get there, right? First of all, we need to do the author, because that's the first thing we need to check. Yeah, the author is definitely the first thing. Works. I could use a linked list, dynamic array, or static array with a size you think will always be big enough. Interesting. Static, right. So I suppose I'm kind of using static arrays in terms of allocating this data, I think. Dynamic array. That's interesting. So... Oh, I see, right. I think I see, anyway. I mean, maybe let's actually think about it properly when we get there. But I mean, I'll have that in the back of my mind. Quick stretching memory mandala. I mean, that sounds a bit beyond me for the moment. So yeah, let's just do the simple thing first. Annotation index. Is it just is author? I can't quite remember. Nope. Author. Well. Oh yeah, it might just be author. Yeah. So yeah, if there's an author, then we want to say copy string to buffer on the annotation class. I want to copy authored. Beautiful Magenta. Yeah. So you want to copy that into the annotation class. And we want to also do copy string to buffer on the text. We want to copy to the text. Span class author. So I mean, this is quite a good little test here, actually, to see if this even works. So just give myself a bit more room to play with here. Should I just, yeah, let's just pop it straight back there. Copy into buffer to the text. So we're going span class author style equals color this, right? Oh no, it's gonna be this. Color that, this. That. And then the actual author's name. And then close the span. I believe that is what we want. So those two things there are it's not car to colour, it's string to colour hash. So you want to do string to colour hash on the actual author's name. So that's this guy. And you want the same again, the author. So let's just see. So that's exactly what I wanted. Ah! No, it's not, is it? What am I doing wrong there? Am I just... hang on a second. Because, oh, is that right? Actually, this is right, ostensibly, but it's not. At least I don't think it is. I feel like the timecode should actually be normal. So, like, how would I go about doing that, I wonder? Well, so. Span class author. Span class time. Oh, okay, so the timecode, even if it's authored, should be. So I could just say that that is always. The style is always normal. I think. I think that's going to be the right place for it. Yeah. I think that's okay. So timecode is always going to be normal. Okay. So that kind of went pretty smoothly. I mean, we kind of knew that the author would be dead easy to do. So the next thing we need to look for... Actually, let's have a look at the chat. No code case in magenta thing. Huh. Didn't they? What magenta thing? Oh, the do you mean the big pink backgrounds? Are you sure? I'm sure that he only request to search. Huh. So he said that. I'll let you guys pick those. So yeah, if it's authored, we do that, and that's all we need to do for the authored. It's just dead easy. So the notes, according to the notes, the next thing we want to look for is member project, and then references. Okay. Way before then. Way before the 1st January last year, gosh. It's been a long time. So yeah, having a text is author. And then the first thing up here is references. And then quote. So why exactly are those guys split up, I wonder? The data ref. Because this quote stuff down here is to do the superscript lettering. This is to do the references. References data ref. Time code. Do I want that? So I'm saying the data ref. So this is the player container. Data ID. Oh, right, okay. I see, right. So, we've already done the timestamp, haven't we? Because I believe what they're talking about there is the timestamp, isn't it? I think that's what they're saying. So yeah, we're talking about the annotation header data buffer. That's what they're saying there, to build up that. So yeah, we're talking about building up this little area here. Data ref is equal to 0 or 1. Now, where are they getting those numbers from? So I believe these can be anything, can't they, actually? I think, yeah, they can be anything. So for the references, these are probably actually going to be the actual editor so I'm hard coding here. Well, I'm faking the stuff, right? So if I just show you my test.html file, I'm using the editor field or the editor attribute as like a fake ID, right? So I think that if I just use that, then that can be, we can use that to tie in that one with this this thing here. Oh, so yeah, we're already into the into that situation, aren't we? Can't we just do the an ID attribute? All right, cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, the main thing really is that we're missing the whole system to actually make the things. Because yeah, I mean, the way I see it actually is that your parser will just end up taking just the ID, right? So it'll just be the same as, well, it'll be even less than the quote, honestly. Because I'm thinking that the reference ID will be a universal thing, like a network-wide thing, right? So whereas like at the moment, I believe the quotes contains the member, probably. Yeah, it contains the ID and the author. I'm kind of imagining that the reference would just be the ID, right? So yeah, where would that even go actually? So that would just be, so yeah, basically, rather than this being like a HTML reference star references, it would be like a HTML, it'd be like a car star ref IDs basically. I think. Is that correct? You want a or a car star ref IDs maybe. I'm not sure, but whatever it would be anyway. It'd be similar to the quote, except it doesn't need to take anything else, so it might as well just be its own thing. But yeah, that's what it was. It was like, so we're using the editor as the thing for testing purposes. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's not production ready yet anyway. I'm just sort of thinking in terms of like how it could work for the actual proper stuff. You know, like when I start to run it on like actual files. Was there no activity. Oh, and look at that. That's interesting. Why is this not overflowing properly? Ah, the style isn't populated at all. That's interesting. Why is that not populated? And what should that be populated with? That should have a height. Oh. That should have a height. Markers container. So that should just be overflow Y scroll. Sorry, that should be... Wait. Div class container. Style is equal to nothing. Style is equal to height. I don't need to have any style at all on there, do I? Why is that happening? Marcus container. That was a great quote. I think it was Leonardo da Vinci. He said he made it would be nothing but a canvas of pure magenta. Can I make a stretchy buffer? I don't think I can. So we've got the markers, video container, the markers container. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, I just... well actually... Just have another look at this. Div class, markers container. Oh god, it's another sprintf. Oh wait, sorry. Could be in the wrong area. Copies into buffer. So markers container. Copies into buffer. You know what? I wonder if it's possible that this needs to be null term. Well, hang on. No, because sprintf null terminates, doesn't it? Markers container. And that should just be closed. Div class markers container. Where am I writing that to? I'm writing that into the player. Yeah, that sounds fine. And I'm closing the tag. So yeah, I'm not quite sure where it's getting all the extra stuff from. Copy string to buffer. So try on the test one. So Marcus container again, it's got the style. That's weird. So we've got to output the video container. So that just contains that. So that's the video container. And that contains data video, closing div, and it's got the ID there. And then it's supposed to do a new line with div class Marcus container. So the iframe is being inserted by YouTube. And it's just not closing the yeah, it's just not closing that thing. So that thinks it goes there, does it? So Marcus container something. But where is it getting the style from? Is that just something that's CSS that's happening in CSS or something? I suppose actually, yeah, if I just look at the actual source. Marcus, right, okay. Blimey, yeah. So that is Marcus container. So the issue is that it's just not overflowing correctly for some reason. Let's actually rebuild it. Yeah, so div class Marcus container. And this guy should be like that as well. Interesting, let's just check the style. Marcus container. Yeah, overflow Y is scroll. So what's going on? Mate. It was a longer file, wasn't it? It's not risky. Yeah, it's just not fancying it. So now that we've established that the Marcus container is fine. Yeah, actually, it's also saying, here, overflow Y, scroll. Overflow Y, scroll. Position relative. Hang on a minute. Let's just try it in, let's just check my memory. Let's try it in Qt browser. Look in the computed part instead of rules. Yeah, Qt browser hasn't got it either as well. So where am I looking? Computed, right. for the markers container. Yeah, this is saying overflow Y scroll as well. Markers container scroll. Yes, I'm pretty bamboozled about this. Unsure as to why that even says style equals nothing as well. I haven't seen that before. Problem is, it's not. It should be scrolling. So this thing here, it should end up the same height as the player, right? And it should have a scroll bar, but it's just not. It's just going continuously down. Like, this is just going to make a huge long page, isn't it? Yeah, a great big. All of this, and this definitely wasn't what it was doing before. It needs to max out something. Right. It's relative. But I haven't touched it though. You know, like I don't think I've done anything to the CSS, have I? This is quite long. Font style normal. Ah, right, yeah, I did that for the time code. So that's the only difference. Surely it's not that. Yeah, no, it isn't. Maybe there was an inline style for it. Markers container. Should be markers container. I define JavaScript. Well, I mean, we've got all the JavaScript in here, and we've got the player.js file being pulled in as well. So I think. Oh, well, I mean, we did change this, didn't we, on ref change? But I don't think that had anything to do with the markers container. I don't think. Could be mistaken. Player container. Resize. Did I check the console? No, I didn't. Let's see. Photo execute post message on DOM window. So yeah, I think that's just something I can ignore. Unknown property contained. Expected end of value but found color. Oh, error in passing value for height. Out.html. That could be the problem. That sounds like it's probably the problem. But can I zoom in on that? Error in passing value for height. HTML to html.c. Copy string to player. Mark representation. Where's the if? Here it is. So this is what we just did. Let's just f0 this thing. I mean, I suppose we did also change the string thing, didn't we? So, I mean, could that have potentially busted it? A bit on the right, it might go to the... Ah, right. So... Will it highlight the error? Refs container. Marker progress, marker content, markers container. I mean, this is the thing that we're talking about. It's the markers container. For Y scroll. Position relative. I mean, I suppose I could like roll back to a previous commit and see if it actually was working the other day. Yeah, let's do that. You should have been the right. This marker. Played address. This marker's going to start equals height. Player.js does that. This marker's container dot start a height equals height. Height is equal to width. This yeah, right. This markers container equals this container query selector markers underscore container. There's supposed to be only one thing with that class. Ah, okay. So I need to, right, I see. How many markers containers have we got? Well, we have got one there. So that's in the reference, which suggests that oh yeah, this is only small, so there is only one of those as well. Div class markers container. What does it want? Markers underscore container. This container query selector. So it is yes, it's a class because it's a dot. Markers container. That's so weird. Get out those guys. What else is there? Don't want to store out. So I think the only file here is out. Oh, I can see by get status, can't I? Yeah, it's just out. So we've modified HTML dot. Oh, so it's only this guy that we've modified even. So I suppose actually I do want to put breakpoint and shared playlist 57. Could I? How do you do that? Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, we're trying to break into here, I guess. And then can I just reload it? What happens if I just refresh? Was it line 57 you said? Yeah. So yeah, I suppose this is on reference again, but let's do it on out. So hang on. How do I stop this from happening? Because it's just going to keep debugging that, I guess. So let's jump into play.js, line 57. What am I seeing down here now? Clear the web console output. Player container. Player container. How do I step over? Is it that one? That one? Error in passing value for height. Declaration drops, yeah. That's weird. Variable. Oh, there's a parse HTML thing. Oh no, it's parse HTML annotations, okay. Maybe where's the author field? I know, dude, I know. I'm just looking for height here, by the way. So there's that. Press escape to the mini console. Probably the other HTML file, yeah. There's stepping buttons and stuff, isn't it? Still need to plug it in. Just gonna do it. What's the step out stuff in? Oh, I don't know where they are. Why don't I do it for me? Step over, step in, step out. Okay. So, step out. Oh, I see. Let's resume it. So it's still going. If I just resize the window, it should want to call this, shouldn't it? guess. Well, where am I? Am I just back to here again? Step over. Step into. Maybe I'm just on here again. Step over. Step into. Right, here we go. So I've stepped into this update size. So we're saying the var width because this video contains offset width. So it's found the width was 1020. It's found the height was 573.75 over there. If this YouTube player ready, so it has got the height. Well, hang on a minute, it needs to step over this line, doesn't it? So that apparently succeeded, I think. Happy little rat. Support both. I don't know what he's talking about. There's the life go. Look at Marcus container. Put it in the watch expression bit. Marcus container, put it in the watch. Okay. Ah, right. Okay. So yeah, update size. So there's something going on there, isn't there? Type error, player is undefined. That sounds a bit unusual, doesn't it? Step into update size. Player is still undefined. Ah, there's play. Well, hang on a minute. Let's do the player here. Does he need sleep? To be this marker. Oh, right. But player. I do always need sleep. This marker's container. Okay, let's try that. So we're watching that. Div markers contain. Right, okay. So I guess we can remove that watch expression. Okay, this marker's container. So update size. You just start yourself. Every time we say Bill, you gives a dinker. Yeah, it does now. Yeah, it wouldn't have done a couple of days ago, when I was remembering to actually switch over to the audio interface. Then I can expand the arrow and see style and style heights. Ah, I see. Ah, interesting. So we're looking for overflow, aren't we? style. Well, I suppose style height and yeah, style.height and overflow. So yeah, there's height. So yeah, let's step over this. Can I step over that? I think it's that one, isn't it? I'll step into it. Oh no, I've lost it. Oh god. So I need to need to find it again, do I? Search scripts. Client height is that apparently. Class name is markers container, which is what we're talking about. Add a more specific expression. Oh right, I see. Yeah, right. So yeah, this markers container dot style maybe. Will that work? I think it has, isn't it? Actually, let's say this markers container dot style. This marker container another thing. This is getting too deep. Help Google. Okay, so that's how you do that. That's interesting. Okay, so let's watch also just that thing as well. .style.height. Let's also watch .style.overflow. Right, sadly, I don't have the width to see all of this stuff. But there's the width going in. There's the height going in. Apparently. This markers container style height equals height. So you can step over this. Right, yeah, you just didn't set the height. Don't think anyway. So weird. Yeah, there's no height. If this YouTube player ready, set size. And now it's not showing me what I want. Does it need to be converted to a string? We do need a staff. We do. Tell you what, I'm going to try rolling back actually, right? So let's just go to the style. Time code, it had to be font style normal, yeah. So modified that. Git status should now say that I've changed the style. Yeah. So git add style. Height to string. Oh, is that all it is? Yeah, don't think that helped. I suppose I should actually step into that though, shouldn't I, and just see what it's actually doing. 57. So we want to step in, so we want to refresh. Maybe without that. You reckon? Just write in the CSS. Then yeah, you need the px bit. Height to string plus px. Okay. Maybe without that. Oh, I see, right. So you're saying maybe without that in that bit there. Yeah, that's not done it. Height to string. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's possible that it's not actually CSS, isn't it? Because, like, the width is always just this. You know, there's no to-string stuff happening. Yeah, I'm just going to roll back this. So I'm at the oldest change. I'm going to commit this current stuff. HTML.c. And this is just colourful authors, isn't it? Coloured authors. Once again. Coloured authors. Yeah. Let's just push that so I don't lose it. So yeah, begin single pass rewrite. Let's just check out this commit here. Pretty sure that's committing everything correctly. So that's out. This is reference. What is out again? Oh, I need to actually. Yeah, sorry, I need to build WG. Yeah, something's definitely just busted up. Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, I think we might have to just wait for a Saf here. Oh, that's a point. Oh yeah, I would have had to have done that, wouldn't I? Yeah. Cheers. There we go. Box container. Just diff the out HTMLs. Right, yeah. Correct HTML. And then okay, check out master. And then script up. Oh, right. Sorry, right. Well, yeah, I'm just building the same file. It's just the yeah. I just press I just press space B. Right. Yeah, I just press space B and then it just runs this current file. Oh, of course, it's going to be totally different, isn't it? Because this guy's got a load of stuff, hasn't it? He's got the rest container. What have I got here? Class marker. It's a div data timestamp. Class marker. Whereas this has the class marker before it. Oh, dude. That can't be all it is, can it? Can it? Just point that there. Oh, I'm not closing the marker. Oh, hang on a minute. Am I closing the marker? It's tough to see. Yeah, I am closing the marker. So the difference here, like obviously these spans here are going to be different because these are the text nodes. But the main difference here, well, hang on a minute, why would that make a difference? Class marker. Class marker. Yeah, why would this make a difference to the actual size of the main div? Bit of a shame that I picked such a long file as well, actually, honestly. Halfway through. Let's just skip down to the bottom. Yeah, I mean, unless maybe onRef changed, screwed it all up. So the rest could prepare for an online final and take it. Oh, nice one. Gambato. Space B, a magnificent creature it is. I like the Space B. Yeah, have a good one, Zilarisco. Hope you do fantastic in it. I suppose the doc type is different. Player container div. Span. First contain. Yeah, that seems to be all okay, I think. I suppose what I could do actually, I could trim down correct until, well, can't mean that's just work, isn't it? The doc type. Let's try changing the doc type. Oh, it's read only, isn't it? Yeah, let's try changing the doc type. Try copying the old JavaScript over. That's true, yeah. Well, Yankee oil. Yeah, so that isn't... That's made a difference, so let's roll that back. The other difference was this, wasn't it? Oh, dude. That's ridiculous. Why did that make a difference? Because it, like, doc type just means that we're doing it in HTML5, doesn't it? Right. Hmm. Always on the doc type declaration Joe HTML documents. I mean, there must be a reason that Asaf didn't bother putting in HTML, putting in the doc type. Let's check the HTML work. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could look into what's going on with that, couldn't I? Just seems like something like, is it worth looking into? I mean, it's got to be valid, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know that I could even speculate what could be the problem. Oops. 2,000 lines. Oh, hang on, unless the JavaScript needs to know which doc type we're in. No, the JavaScript style stuff. Unit strict part, yeah. Right. Okay. So, yeah. So do, yeah, getting set earlier. Yeah, right. Let's have a little quick look at this. See if there's anything. So what we're saying it's like unit, isn't it? Like, you know, kind of height. I used to set the width height out through element style width equals 50. I need to consider pixels as default. Yeah, okay. That seems to be the problem. All these are failing as I need to explicitly set the units while setting measurements. As I'm using some of the libraries which use this style, it's a lot of ways drivers. Ah, right. So yeah, you were bang on, weren't you, in having to add the pixel. Go to the code of the pattern and fix it. If you want crappy code to work, then stay in quirks mode. Adding pix will give you a bad value if you put it into an HTML validator. So that was no votes. No votes in the last 3 years. Maybe this rule requires some research, which I'm not going to do just at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, I think that's something to do off stream, I'd suggest. Everyone is so aggro on Stack Overflow. Yeah, I know, it's just not the handmade network, is it? So we've done the variable arc, so I can actually close that. How long have I been going for? So I'm going to go for 2 hours, okay. So yeah, I've also lost music. So that's kind of nice that we've figured that thing out. And we've checked out back to master. So let's just go to HTML to HTML.c. And where I've got doc type, just get rid of that, basically. And that's still okay. And there's no nothings. Why is nothings not being called in?